Oh, why, hello everyone. Again, this is Ethan Shapiro, the climate change realtor, founder and manager of the most innovative real estate corporation ever conceptualized, here for the June 12th vlog. Hope everyone had a fantastic week. Of course, staying optimistic, positive, and frosty, and enjoying the greatest season of the year, which of course is the summertime, which keeps getting hotter and hotter every single year. Again, I am a real estate broker in Boulder, Colorado, who donates 50% of his commissions to organizations dedicated to fighting climate change, with the plan to eventually use the remaining 50% to create an incubator and fund other socially responsible businesses dedicated to the principles of enlightened self-interest. I always got to catch my breath on these vlogs because you never know how long I'm going to talk for. And we always get the vlog started with accountability, which is in regards to how many people have I met each week, which is like prospecting for your business. The more people you meet in real estate, the larger your business will get. So far this week, I have 40 contacts, which is what I call meeting someone and having them tell me what their name is, which is when I meet someone, which is always fun and sometimes very painful. Because some people don't like telling me their names. And I go on their door, I give them the whole spiel, tell them I donate 50% of my commissions, I'm a real estate broker, here to offer them value. And what was your name, ma'am? And they're like, you don't need to know. Or they're like, I think we'll leave it at that, which is smart, because if they don't tell me their name, I won't follow up with them because they want nothing to do with me. But yeah, so I got 40 contacts this week, and you know, the goal I've talked about is getting to 3,000 by the end of October, which is a lot of metrics and stuff that I'm not gonna go into here, but we're in the process of reevaluating our goals and making sure I can sustain my energy for the long term, because I can get caught up in a short-term race, the finite game of trying to get as much money as you can in the quickest time possible. And if you don't hit that goal, you're a failure, which can get me stressed out and have me ending up using all of my energy in 1 week and crashing, and then having to recover every single week. So over the last year, I've really kind of figured out what my limits are and how much I can do in a week. And I can do 90 a week. It's a huge struggle. It's a lot of effort to put in. It's doable, but it's not sustainable for, let's say, a decade of me doing this, because it involves me knocking on like 300 or 400 doors a week and writing, like 180 letters a week, which is really just not sustainable. I've learned so much in the last year, and I just deeply look forward to continuing this process and learning more and more every single week, every single day, every single opportunity I have to talk to people who know more than me, who have different life experiences from me. And but this vlog is an opportunity for me to tell you guys what I've learned. So on this week's vlog, I don't know how long it's gonna be, as I say every single time, because I just come on and start rambling with no script. But I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot this week, and that's wealth creation. Now, throughout my young life, I had a very strong focus on wealth creation, because as those of you who know me know, I'm completely dedicated to living my own life and doing my own thing with no restrictions from anyone else. I always want to be able to create my own path, and I always thought that the best way to be able to do that is to build as much wealth as possible, and then I can do whatever I want. But here's the thing, guys. You already can do whatever you want. Every single day you wake up, you have a choice. You have an opportunity to choose what you want to do. Now, you might be staring at your electricity bill, or nobody's really looking at the electricity, but staring at your rent bill, looking at your car payment and thinking, oh my God, I have to go to work today, because if I don't pay my bills, the whole world ends. But newsflash, guys, the whole world doesn't end if you don't pay your bills. Now, people might be like, oh, he's giving bad advice on his vlog. Is he telling people not to pay his bills? No, of course not. But we live in the richest, most well-developed society in the world, and people want to get their money, so they'll work out payment plans with you and stuff. Am I advising people to go out, stop paying their credit card bills, not pay their rent? No, but I'm just saying, if you don't make as much money as you think you need to, you're probably not gonna die. Now, this is not being very nice and catering to people who don't have a lot of money, which I can't really vibe with, because I'm very lucky to have come from a wealthier family. I grew up in Ringwood, New Jersey. My parents have had a house. I've always had food, water, shelter, education. So that's the perspective that I speak from, which I think a lot of my audience is kind of in the same situation, whether it's one way or the other. You guys probably graduated high school. You've probably had food from your parents for many years. But one of the things that our society teaches us is you need to go out into the workforce and you got to try and make as much money as you possibly can to continue perpetuating this system that is the American economy, the biggest economic system in the world. Now people are disputing that with the Chinese and whatever, but sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. But what I'm getting at is you should have a purpose behind what you're doing beyond just building wealth. And the longer and longer time I've spent building my own business, which is completely focused on selling as much real estate as possible to make as much money as possible. Now, of course, I always say to donate as much money as possible, but I'm still caught up in this rat race. And I really think, hey Tammy, good morning. I really think that spending all of your time worrying about money, or even just half of your time worrying about money, is such a waste of your time. Now, funnily, here's a little analogy. Time is finite. We're here at the cemetery. You know, you've only got so much time on this world, and we're burning up all the resources on the planet because everyone is ridiculously focused on making as much money as they possibly can so they can buy these huge, beautiful, multi-million-dollar houses that I sell. So I've been thinking about this stuff a lot, and you guys know I give away 50% of my net commissions, and I only take my plan is only to take 5% of the commissions that I get. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more I learn about what it means to truly live a virtuous life, and my deep fundamental understanding about the way the world is right now and how much we're draining resources, I can't in good faith advocate for myself, at least, building wealth anymore. I don't think there's a point in me building up all this wealth so I can go buy a boat and travel the world and have my beautiful wife and eat lots of lavish foods and stuff, when I know that doing that is destroying all life on this earth. Now, you guys might think I'm very dramatic or not believe me, but I'd like you to look into species extinction, look into climate change, I'm not even talking about social inequity, how some people have more money than others, and if you build wealth, you'll have a lot more money. I'm not here to talk about taxes or any of that stuff. I want to look at it from an ecological point of view. We are living in an unsustainable state, and it's because we are all focused on building wealth so we can live at the highest echelons of humans at any time. So as Americans, we're all the equivalent of kings. So let's think about this. There's I don't know how many humans there are. There's 7 billion, let's call it. And there are 320 or 350 millions. For this sake, let's call it 400 million Americans. And not all of those Americans have a lot of money. So let's call it 300. Okay, I don't know how many Americans, what income levels they're at, but you guys, the highest standard of living is in the US or in Europe, whatever. But for this example, we're going to use 300 million Americans, sure, who have a good life. Let's say 60 million of them are deeply impoverished, or 20 million, whatever. So that's 1/3 of a billion. So that's 1/7 would be, 1/5 would be 20%, 1/7 would be, so that's like 15%. And then of that 15%, 1/3 of 15%. So we're talking about 4% of the world, just in America, are living as kings. We have these beautiful 3-bed, 4-bath places where we have running water and hot and heat and electricity, and we're gardening our yards and building our own kingdoms. All these plots in America, it's so beautiful. You can be a king. You can have your own land and raise your own family, and you can close the door and you can do whatever you want behind closed doors. It's an amazing luxury, and I am one of these. I'm a prince. I came from one of these amazing households. Whether your house is 1,200 square feet or 12,000 square feet, it's the same thing compared to the rest of the world. And so we're taking everything for ourselves and living these amazing lavish lifestyles, and sometimes, a lot of the time, being super duper depressed anyways, because your soul is trying to speak to you and tell you, the world, you're a king. You have a responsibility to help the world around you. You need to do something about it. And I'm pledging, I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm personally, I'm giving up the pursuit of wealth creation. This is the vlog to market. I don't think this will ever change. So I have a luxury in the sense that I create my own destiny. Not only am I a prince, as I called it, you know, and if you're watching this, you're probably a prince as well if you follow me and you're from the US, you know, in that terms of the smallest percentage of the world that's one of the wealthiest people who's ever lived. And you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, I only make $33,000 a year. How am I a prince? Just do some research on the rest of the world and see that you are one of the most privileged people who's ever lived in all of human history, which means you have a strong responsibility to help others. And all you're focused on is building wealth for yourself and getting drunk and doing your own thing and trying to figure out how to help yourself. And that's why the world's being destroyed, because the people with the most power. Now you're like, oh, the billionaires, it's their responsibility. Yeah, they have even more responsibility too, but we need to reach out to them and convince them to use their wealth to help everyone else. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's just, I'm very lucky. God, my vlogs are so long. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very lucky in the sense that I control my own income directly. I run my own company. I build my own sales business. So I actually will always be okay because my income's always in my own hands. Now, you who have your own, who work for someone, you know, you typically would invest into a 401k, build for your future, all that stuff. Me, I can choose my own income. So if I make $100,000, I can choose to only take $10,000. I can write off my rent as a business expense. I can actually write off dining as a business expense. So I'm very lucky in the sense that I can say I'm gonna just stop pursuing wealth creation altogether because my business will always support me and my family. But for you who don't have your own business, it's a little more complicated. But the reason I'm at this point right now is because it's not a virtuous way to live your life. And I told you guys, I'm fully committed to be as successful as I possibly can. Is my business gonna make millions of dollars? Absolutely. Is my business gonna make billions of dollars? Absolutely, that's the plan. But I'm going to use them all to help the world because it desperately needs it, because there's so many millions of people who have the resources to help the world and are using them all for themselves to create these lavish lifestyles where I want to say 5 times out of 10, they're still deeply depressed. So I want you guys to really think about this as the weeks go on. I'll probably talk about this again in coming videos, but I've been thinking about this a lot, and I wouldn't just say this unless I was really serious about it. This pursuit of wealth is great if you're looking to help the world, but it very likely can lead you on the wrong path. And we really need all hands on deck, because we've had the last century of people hoarding wealth to themselves, not enjoying their life, and then leaving it up to our generation to fix this devastation that they've done to the environment. So that's the vlog this week. They're supposed to be really positive and optimistic. I'm like standing here next to the cemetery talking to you guys about how really a fundamental change in my life. Sorry, I don't know any of the vlog. All right, let's check the time. Oh God, it's been 13 minutes. Am I telling you guys to not go out and have fun and enjoy yourselves? Absolutely not. But I'm telling you that I need your help. We need your help. And all the things you've been taught since you were young by our society, wear your makeup, buy a nice dress, get a nice car, take amazing lavish vacations. I'm not saying don't do that stuff, but I'm saying think about the results that are coming from a compounding effect of millions and millions of princes, princesses, kings, and queens doing this for 100 years and letting the whole rest of the world eat their scraps at the edge of the gate. You think it's gonna come back to get us at some point? Now, I'm not trying to threaten anyone, but like, look around here. Because we're in the kingdom. It's pristine, it's beautiful. Look at all the grass, it's amazing. But outside the kingdom walls, the world's in disarray. And eventually, you know, it's gonna come back, and it's gonna... I'm sorry, guys. I really, really want to be a positive influence in anyone's life who watches this, but we need your help. And I'll talk about this more, but that's it this week. And I'm not depressed at all. I'm extremely optimistic, positive. I think we're going to be great, but I'm going to lead as an example to show you guys we need to give our wealth away, not to like give to poor people who are going to go spend it on drugs, but to other humans who have the same values that really want to help other people and realize that that's what's meaningful in life, and that's what makes you really happy. So I'll see you next week. That's all I got. Peace out.